As a counselor, my most memorable experience at the Oaks was one of my guys came into the retreat and was just super nervous about making friends, nervous about college. But by the end of it, he came up to me, it was like our last family group, and said that he was no longer scared about college and that he was really excited to go into college because of just everything that the Lord did at the retreat.
The most memorable moment for me at the Oaks retreat was during a counselor debrief, and one of the counselors shared a really awesome story of how a girl in her group changed her perspective from God as an angry babysitter who was upset with her to a loving father who cared for her deeply and intimately.
One thing that I'll remember most that I learned was getting to be very close with my co-counselor Nicole, and through those 3 days we really got to grow together, and God became our sufficiency, and His grace was sufficient in our weakness.
Coming to the main area each morning at the Oaks, and not only just seeing counselors reading their Bibles and praying, which is awesome to see, but also just seeing the incoming freshmen getting up early. Of course, we're always up late the night before having a blast, but getting up early in the morning anyways, getting into the Word, reading the Bible, that just was the most memorable thing for me.
I had a freshman who was going through some really deep physical and spiritual struggles, and we had a chance just to pray together over that. And as a staff, I felt God calling me during our staff meeting to share that with us as a staff, and we just had the chance to pray over him, which was so incredible. It's one of the most powerful things I've ever been a part of. And a few days later, we saw him experience healing that he hadn't experienced in years, which was just absolutely incredible to see.
Okay, so my most memorable memory whenever I was a counselor was right after the panel talk. I got to sit with all the girls that were my group, and we just really shared vulnerable moments with one another, just talking about what the Lord had done in high school and now how the Lord is going to use those things for His glory through college.
So the most memorable Oaks experience for me was getting to pick girls up from the airport. So I did that too, and from the airport, and I got to build relationships before the Oaks even started, which was really fun. And then I just a week ago got lunch with one of the girls and got to see how the Lord has transformed her, and how the Lord used the Oaks in her life throughout the semester.
Whenever I think about the Oaks, I think about just the atmosphere and just the positive energy that is experienced. I just love being a part of the Oaks because that atmosphere that is created by just so many people there to worship the Lord is just unlike anything else I've ever experienced at Auburn.
Being at the Oaks was the highlight of my summer. I was at session 1 and I wished I could have stayed for all 3 sessions. Support staff was just a really great time to get to know the people better on support staff and grow in community with them, while being able to serve the Oaks as a whole and serve all the freshmen that were there, and just make sure that, the Oaks does a lot for freshmen, and so us doing what we do on support staff allows that to happen, and so I think that's one of the greatest things that we could do.
I was on support staff last year, and during our free time I met these 2 freshman guys, and while we were talking I really just felt the Lord calling me to share my testimony with both of them, and so I did, and ended up being that one of them has a similar sin struggle as me, and I was able to plug him into a Christian community here at Auburn before he even stepped foot on campus.
The biggest thing that the Lord did through being on support staff was actually I didn't have a group of freshmen, but I met the girl there that I am now discipling, and she is literally incredible. I would have never met her if I hadn't been on support staff that week, because it allowed me so much more time just to be able to sit and talk with her.
If you love just serving people, if you just feel a gifting towards behind the scenes and just getting to work and serve the Lord by serving people, then yes, apply for support staff.
I feel like someone should go out for doing the praise team. For me personally, there's just nothing like looking out into the crowd and seeing these people sing with all their hearts, raising their hands, glorifying the Lord, and to see incoming freshmen going into some of the toughest and just most tempting years of sin of their life, coming in, starting the year off, just praising the Lord like that. It's just absolutely amazing.
If just God has given you any gifts, you need to use them for His glory, and I think joining the praise team is an awesome way to do that.
That He may be glorified.
That He may be glorified.
That He may be glorified.
That He may be glorified.